going to say something controversial, yet brave. I hate Labubu. They're ugly. I hate that they're everywhere, that they're a little bit creepy looking, and the fact that people are going to get bored of them in 6 months, and it's just another chunk of plastic that's going to keep filling up our landfills. If you haven't been on the internet in the last 6 months or so, or if you're over the age of 40, you might not be aware of Labubus or the overall genre of blind boxes. Essentially, the idea with blind boxes is it is a toy, a fairly cheap toy, usually somewhere between the $5 to $20 range, and it's some type of cutesy doll that you get in an opaque box that doesn't have any indication of what's inside, and there's somewhere between 4 to 6 to 10 variants of that toy inside that you could get, but you do not know which one that you're going to get. It could be the one that you really want, or it could be the ugly one, and then you just have to buy another. But even when you buy another, it's always completely random, so you might just end up with another version of the one that you didn't want. You might have noticed these popping up everywhere lately, in your Hot Topics, in your Spencer's. Hell, my mall just got a Pop Mart, which is a store that is just entirely selling these kinds of toys. There's even a vending machine version in the mall food court, just in case you really need the urge to unbox something, but you can't be bothered to walk a couple 100 feet to the storefront. The whole thing is gamified in a way that's not that dissimilar to pulling the arm on a slot machine. Every time that you're opening one of these, you don't know what you're gonna get, and more likely than not, you won't get the one you really want. But in addition to maybe getting the one you want or not getting the one you want, there's also different rarities of these toys. And so every time that you're opening one, you're secretly hoping for that super ultra rare special one that you can show off to your friends. It's essentially the same way that gamblers will keep pulling that arm over and over again because they really want that jackpot, and they're so close to that jackpot. And if you really believed in them, you would let them hit that jackpot. Another aspect of blind boxes that encourage you to just keep consuming is a lot of them are a variety of characters that are all from a show you might like or a series that you're into. And the side of the box will even encourage you to collect them all. But again, you can't just get a full set by buying a full set. You could buy 10 blind boxes and get 10 different characters, or you could get 10 copies of the same character. The thing that really started to turn my opinion on these toys was when I started getting recommended tons of blind box unboxing videos on TikTok. And I will admit, at first, I really enjoyed them. It seemed like a free and less wasteful way to divulge in the same habit, to be able to see what's inside all of these boxes without having to buy any of those boxes myself. But after a while of watching this genre, I kept seeing videos of people buying crate after crate of these blind boxes and opening dozens upon dozens of them, getting 12 Fluttershies when all they need is a rarity for their set. I don't know these creators. I don't know what happens to these toys as soon as they're done recording. Maybe they're all getting donated to a local children's hospital. Maybe they all get dumped off at Goodwill or put up on eBay for the buyer to try to recoup some of their losses. But I think it's just as likely that as soon as I swipe up to the next video, all of those toys go in the garbage the second they're no longer content. The system wants you to continue to buy and buy and buy some more because this is essentially legalized gambling for children. In Chasing the Ghost, an autoethnography of scarcity, fandom, and value making in the hunt for Labubu, The authors Su and Tao experiment with trying to get Labubus themselves so they can understand what all the hype is about. While they begin the experiment as curious, they get sucked into the craze with everyone else, and they do everything from trying to get information from when a drop will happen, to searching different stores, and trying to make connections so that they get valuable insider knowledge. They describe trying to get a Labubu as a hunt. To quote from their article, a Labubu V3 figure is not one single thing. Its meaning and value are radically transformed along its path. In the factory, it is a mere commodity. On the Pop Mart shelf, it becomes a prize. In the hands of a dedicated fan, it is a cherished trophy imbued with effective history. And they say throughout that article that by participating in this process, you are creating value for a hunk of plastic. You are imbuing it with this power by playing into the game that these companies are setting out for you. Similarly, in Gen Z's consumer attitudes, social media engagement, and purchase intentions in the art toys blind box market, the author Anu Wong Pakdichat discusses why blind boxes have become a billion-dollar industry. To quote, "This growth is driven by Gen Z's demand for products that allow for personal expression and their affinity for collectibles that function as status symbols in both the real and digital social circles." These brands are counting on young people to imbue their product with meaning. In a world where the traditional markers of wealth and status are increasingly becoming just impossible for young people, like a new car or a fancy house, you might as well go spend $15 on a Labubu. Hell, you might as well go all out on the 24-karat gold Labubu and hope that the housing market crashes. Maybe at the end of the day, I am just a hater who is yucking on other people's yums and should just let people have fun. A while ago, I did make a TikTok basically saying what I said at the beginning of this video, that I think Labubus are ugly and I just don't understand the hype, which led a lot of people to leave comments basically showing off their customized Labubus and saying, "You're gonna look at this and tell me this is ugly," which didn't sway me at all, by the way. I still think they're hideous little hairballs, and I really do not understand why they appeal to people. But I could also kind of see where they were coming from. They all had them with little outfits and little themes and matching their aesthetic or in their favorite color. And part of me could start to see that, even if it wasn't necessarily my thing, there's a reason that people like them. And hey, if you really love Labubus, if they're really your jam, I can't fault you that much for that. I too am not immune to cute thing. At the end of the day, I can't stop anyone from buying blind boxes, nor can I stop them from being everywhere that I like to shop. But I do think as consumers, it's important that we're aware of these tactics, aware of the way that these corporations try to gamify their products and hijack our brains so we just buy. You do not have to consume brand. It can be so easy to get swept up in these hype trains and get FOMO from missing out on whatever is the cool new trendy thing. But you also have the power to look at something and say, wow, that thing sure is cute. I like that cute thing. And then turn around and go spend your money on something that has more value to it. But hey, that's just one hater's opinion. That's the end of our program today, and as thanks for sticking around to the end, I will now reveal the secret phrase that I was supposed to use to make this video. Pause now and put in your guesses before it's too late. Did you guess that the secret phrase was win or lose? If you did, congrats! You win nothing. But seriously, I want to thank y'all for sticking all the way to the end of this video. This has been a wild one. I can't remember the last time that I've written a script and in a few short hours already being recording it and hoping to get it done in the next, just shy of 3 hours. We'll see if I make it. I have a couple things remaining from 2025 that I really want to get done before I truly dive into my 2026 videos, and I'm really hoping to get those out before the end of January, so you're going to be seeing a lot more from me soon. Bye-bye, y'all.